Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's match. It's going to be Stevenson University versus Shenandoah University. Here we're going to be starting on Oasis with Stevenson on Team Blue, while Shenandoah is going to be on Team Red. The Mustangs versus the Hornets. Having a bit of a meow fest in chat there for some reason, but the players are ready and willing the fights. The current record for both sides of Stevenson is 4-0 this season, while Shenandoah is 2-2. So, for both sides, they're looking to see how they can either win this match. For Stevenson, it is to go undefeated this season, while for Shenandoah, it's to keep a positive record. As we're going to be seeing starting up from both sides here, it's going to be a bit of a different engagement here. From the side of Stevenson, they're going for a bit of a brawl fest, while for Shenandoah, it's going to be a poke to start. Coming out with the TP immediately, with Stevenson's going to be quits on the Symmetra as they make the rotation around towards the left. But for Shenandoah here, Tiny Shiny is going to try to be looking to see if they can find an off angle to apply some heavy fire damage. Not a whole lot of cross going up at the moment, but you are going to be seeing lots of poke. And right now, the one that's in most trouble here is going to be Shenandoah. Having been pushed towards the street immediately, you're going to be seeing Rain Dreamer taken on down. Mysterious being able to find two that start and hunting for more. The point will start in Stevenson's hands, as that's going to be a nice, clean triple kill. Now, if I haven't introduced myself already, my name is Saminami. I am your host for tonight. I am joined by no co-casters, unfortunately, as we didn't have it in the budget. Nonetheless, here, going to be starting off with Stevenson taking the point and maintaining this high ground as well. We're going to be seeing how does Shenandoah try to take this engagement here. Seems they're going to be trying to taking it far to the sides right now. But take a look at Tiny Shiny. Tiny Shiny is actually in a very precarious position where they could get caught out by Mr. Serious, but not going to be found today. Quit's going to be playing for the high ground here. Looking to see who they can find while they stall the point. Some duels coming out here against Mr. Serious and Tiny Shiny. As we tune in over the Shenandoah here, Flames, trying to see if they can get some engagement going here with some pre-fires, but not finding any value quite yet. Instead, we'll be seeing that Rain Dreamer has to try to play it very safe before these engagements. They're trying to play it back and not get in too close for comfort. Gonna be seeing here Mysterious with the Deadeye available, coming in with a beautiful headshot, seeing who they can find. Pulseful comes out, doesn't find anybody, as Tiny Shiny gets taken out on point. Tuning in back to the fight over here, we're going to be seeing that Stevenson has taken out a clean sweep against Shenandoah, who's now going to be having to regroup. Well, taking a look at these alts available here, you're going to be seeing Stevenson only investing the one orbital cannon. That's going to be from Root Beer, while Shenandoah is coming up on all their alts. Tiny Shiny did invest Pulse Bomb, but found no value, so now swapping over to the May. Dynamite's not really going to be making that distance there, but a good idea nonetheless, as we're going to be seeing this engagement going fast and hard. 49 here going in with a huge Terror Surge with the pull by Quits. Bob's going to be seeing the try to contest the point here as they squelch off Sig. It's only Bob, but Bob's not going to be able to make the touch. Neither is Flames in time, as round number 1 goes to the Mustangs.
Ready for battle.
Alrighty, now we're going to be heading into round number 2. Welcome to the garden, everybody. Here, you're going to have a large, luscious space open with a bit of high ground to low ground kind of captures. We'll be seeing the swap by 40 over to the Ramatra here, while from the side of Shenandoah, they're going to be focusing on trying to play into Stevenson's mirror. Unfortunately for them, I don't believe they anticipated the swap here that Stevenson's making, as we're going to be seeing the rotation come out immediately. Let's tune in over here to Calbella. Clabiola. I'm just going to call him Clabiola. So excuse me if I mispronounce it, but your name's hard. Nonetheless, we're going to be seeing Kobila and team here pushing in aggressively with Rain Dreamer. Rain Dreamer, I think, overstayed their welcome as they're going to have to try to run away for cover. But as they are playing as an Orisa, they're actually not too hurt for the engagement. Instead, I would be keeping an eye on Cherry, having to be kept by Kobila in order to stay alive for this engagement. Stevenson right now trying their best to make poke on point, but having to play it back. Take a look here. Tiny Shiny is doing quite a bit of damage to the backline as they get the point captured. Excuse me. We'll be seeing that Rain Dreamer trying to see if they can contest the high ground, but they don't really have the angles they're looking for. Now there's going to be the engagement. It's going to be Brigitte here finding a lot of hurt, but not getting eliminated. In fact, Shenandoah brings it back against them, believe it or not. So we're going to be seeing that Stevenson has to regroup here after getting fully wiped. So Shenandoah actually being able to bring that to Stevenson here is very major here, as we're going to be seeing them maintain their control point and have advantage in ult economy. Let's tune in over here to Mr. Sirius, the Ashe for the side of Stevenson, who has to try to keep an eye out for the Tracer. They hear him missing a couple of shots that would be crucial to hit, but otherwise their focus is turned towards the point. Seems they're having a little bit of a tough time there, making some follow-up as they need. Unfortunately, that pulse bomb is going to stick, and it's going to find the value there as Mr. Sirius first to fall with the orbital cannon invested. Now, does Stevenson invest any themselves? I don't believe so. I believe the strategy is actually to play it a little bit safer. Otherwise, they're going to have to regroup. But speaking of the devil, they're actually going to invest. They have a lot of damage going against Rain Dreamer, Rain Dreamer just barely to get out in time, as we're going to be seeing the blade going in by Quits. But Quits going to be negated there by the reflect from the Orisa. The javelin spin shuts down Quits as the point finally turns over to the Mustangs here. Stevenson is not doing as strongly as we've seen them do before. It seems they're struggling a little bit here, which is a great hope for Shenandoah to have. We could be seeing a combo between Terra Surge here and High Noon, with Flames and Rain Dreamer coordinating it, but it's going to have to be timed properly in order to find value. Flames having to run back, but not going to be able to escape in time, as it's just going to be a complete rotation. Rain Dreamer here going to be able to get the one pick on the SU Roop here, but is it enough? I dare say it's not. Instead, they're going to be staggering themselves on out from that engagement as everyone's looking to get away as fast as they can. Tiny Shiny just barely able to get out alive, but get out they do. So now going to be trying to build up to another ult here. We could be looking at Tiny Shiny building up to the pulse bomb, as Stevenson only has Papa May rally to work with. So engagement and timing are going to be the key to winning this victory. As we're going to be seeing here right from the get-go, they're going to the high ground immediately. They're trying to rush it and make sure no one can get away. It's going to be a drop here with rally enabled. Flames drops. It's going to be Stevenson losing their first as Tiny Shiny also falls. They're even for the 4, but one is down to tank. As you're going to be seeing here, Stevenson's going to have to play it safe and a distance, looking for picks as they can find them. We'll be seeing 40 swapping over to the Wrecking Ball here to start. Will that find much of a value? I'm not sure, but it does contest point very, very fast. As we're going to be seeing them retake it in order to try to get some picks here. They're pushing pressure onto Rain Dreamer. Rain Dreamer is not actually feeling it here. Picks out from SU Roop here, being able to help clean up against Cherry as they take out Kelobila. Now we're going to be seeing in these last few seconds, can Tiny Shiny make the touch here? Will they be able to, in fact? Going in immediately, being able to make the touch for overtime. Pulse bomb is ready and available here. You're going to be seeing now the engagement. Underground Flames gets taken out first. Now going to be looking here for the pulse bomb. Pulse bomb's going to be coming out right now. Does make the sec. Finds his elimination. Bob gets called out in time, however, as it's going to be Wrecking Ball going in for the roundabout. And a team kill is earned. Stevenson wins map number 1. Well, it was looking a little rough there. Stevenson was able to make the comeback in the end, and Mr. Sirius, the bounty hunter himself, earning the play of the game. Here with the initial elimination and follow-up, mind you, against Shenandoah that led to the first capture of the first point. Just a beautiful triple to look at. We're going to be hitting a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. As you can probably all hear it, folks, we are into map number 2. It's the Battle of the SUs. As you're going to be seeing here, welcome to Havana. This map was selected by Shenandoah for having lost map number 1. They have selected both the mode and the map after Stevenson having banned Route 66. So, now having selected Havana, Stevenson chose to go with defense first and daytime. The good old classic, if you will say. Now going to be seeing here Stevenson playing with the defense first. We're going to be seeing an interesting setup here between the Widowmaker, May, Ana, and Juno to support the Orisa. As for Shenandoah here on Team Red, they're going to be going with the exact same team. However, there have been subs from both sides. Pay attention to the top there. Legend is in for Papa May, Protein Shake and Onion Man in for Tiny Shiny, and Flames. There we go. I was losing it for a moment. Now, both sides ready and going. We will be seeing the Zenyatta selection, which is an interesting pick to say the least. Shield's coming up immediately here as Widowmaker's looking to see if they can find someone to start. Might not be the greatest situation for them to engage with, but you will be seeing they spotted one another, just having to wait for the timing here. Card's going to get in the way. The battle with the Widows is out and ready. Just waiting to see who's going to peek first. Neither side really giving the other an opportunity, but Protein Shake here taking a rotation. Who's going to get that first pick here? Might see it in a moment. Oh! Mr. Sirius has an angle. They spotted the Widow, but the Widow does not know. I think the Widow knows. The Widow knows now, as it's going to be first down. Is Stevenson having lost their players first. Staying up in comparison is going to be the Mustangs, trying to see if they can get back in time. Onion Man not being able to complete on that kill is not very useful for the side of Shenandoah, but the space is made already, mind you. Let's take a look over here at Legend. Legend now getting ambushed and eliminated. That's going to be due to out of position as trades from snipers is found. We'll be seeing that Protein Shake here being able to find a trade against Mr. Sirius and looking for another. It'd be very advantageous. The unfortunate side of things that Shenandoah does not have the space they need right now. But as I say that, you will be seeing them play for it. Right now, 40 trying to stay alive here on point, but just cannot whip that Zenyatta orb on them. So now Stevenson must run away. Right now, you are going to be seeing Stevenson here trying to see if they can get out and regroup here to start. With having these subs in here, you are going to be seeing that things are going a little bit awry here for the side of Stevenson. Shenandoah has full control of this point, and they're maintaining it as well. Mr. Sirius here going to be trying to come in for an offside, but does give himself away by getting rid of the Venom Mine. We'll be able to get some heals up to start here, but only just missing the shot against one there. Let's check in back in the main part of the action here. 40 is going to be pushing in aggressively as the sweep misses the tank, but go-ins immediately on the side. Freeze coming on out as well as they're looking to see if they can get the Ana. They do secure that kill there, but they're not stopping the card's progression quite yet. As you're going to be seeing here, Quits trying their best to get some damage dealt. It's only Quits on point here in a 1v2 against the Take and Widowmaker. It's not looking too great at the moment. They did a lot of damage to Rain Dreamer, but not enough to really turn the tides. And right now, Protein Shake has been a menace on this Widow. I mean, they have not fallen at all. You have to be very careful when you play around these Widowmakers like such, because they can really catch you off guard. We will see Mr. Sirius swapping over to the Tracer there, dealing some initial substantial damage here to start, but nothing that's killing. Now ult's coming on out, both tanks looking to see what they can put in forth, as Stevenson finally is able to bring a halt to this card's progress. We'll be seeing here, however, Protein Shake very much looking for their opponents. They're a bit superstitious of where they're going to position, and having spotted with the sights here, are going to now be playing a bit aggro into this. They know where the Tracer is, and needs to be very careful as Quits has already lost his head, unfortunately. Blade's coming on out, but it's getting pretty hurt here at the moment, as we are going to be seeing the trades be made. Tracer's not able to get out in time, as Stevenson's going to be forced to regroup once more. So taking a look at this here, we'll be seeing Stevenson now swapping over to the Winston. An interesting idea to start here, to say the least, as we're going to be seeing them try to play it at different angles. So with the second point captured here, Stevenson's having a real tough time at the moment, I must tell you, because they're not really stopping this engagement here. They are going for the dive in order to try to shut down Protein Shake, and successfully doing so. So they have a strategy now that they're executing flawlessly once they commit to it. And it's working non-stop there. As you're able to see, they're just constantly taking people down one by one. They're able to force off the Widowmaker over the Cassidy for now, but they might swap it back given that this is third point here. Let's take a look here at 49, who's going to be actually playing close to the card, trying to contest it best they can. Seems they are going to be sticking with the Cassidy here from the side of Shenandoah, taking an off angle onto these healers. Pulse Bomb coming on out, does not find any picks. However, Quits is going to be coming in aggressively into the backline there, finding the Cassidy, finding the Ana. Can they find the Genji? Oh, you better believe it, as that Genji's not going to be able to get out alive. 40 being able to make that cleanup kill as they're holding down the point right now with a team kill there, 2.5 minutes remaining. This isn't great distance here for the side of Shenandoah, but they are building up to their ultimates. Calbelia is now going to be in possession of Transcendence here, which will be a game changer, but that's only if you do not take out the Ana. Ana here with the nade could definitely be a difference maker here, as you're going to be seeing them run around, getting a bit aggressive here to start. Has to work on trying to keep people alive. Missing the sweep there is not going to be working as they nano the Juno. Juno with the nano and the orbital strike to push it aggressively after the Transcendence, making the picks. They even invest Dragon Blade here. I'm not sure if that should have been used, but they did. Stevenson burned 3 out of their 5 ults here. That could be very costly. I think the blade was unnecessary into that fight, but you will be seeing the swaps be engaged now after Range Reaper used the Sig ult. It's going to be Ramacho versus Winston, as they're going to be coming at the head. Right now, you're looking to see who can build up their ult first here. You will be seeing the swap off of the Zenyatta over to the Brigitte by Calabella, as is needed, but it's going to be a hard dive into the backline there. Big right click coming on out there from the Juno. 40 going in with the Primal to hunt. They're dealing some damage with the blade. Can the blade find any value? I don't believe so. Onion Man has been completely zoned, not being able to make a push to start here. Shenandoah does get some trades in as they're able to regroup to re-engage for the fight. I'm not sure if Stevenson's going to be able to hold this. Shenandoah right now has full control of this point, and they're pushing aggressively against the Mustangs here. The Hornets not giving up the space as easily as you would expect. Pulse Bomb going to be coming on out, not going to be finding any picks to start here, as it's going to be Protein Shake annihilated with the reflect of the High Noon. As Rupier has to play very, very careful because they need to run back to their team. While for the side of Shenandoah, they're trying to see if they can aggressively run in. They do get the pick onto Onion Man thanks to Quits and Legend with the combo. But Quits needs some additional assistance there as they get taken on out. Junker Queen going in with some axe swings. Legend trying to stay alive but just can't. It's too much damage coming out left and right. Something's got to give. And right now we're going to be seeing that give coming out from Stevenson from the start here. Unless the orbital cannon has been put into effect here. Now they're going to have to just try to play and go in aggressively with their picks here. Can they do it? I'm not sure. It's in the overtime right now. And right now Stevenson is the one that is staggered and barely staying alive. But with that nano coming on out, they could have something made here with the blade getting canceled before it can unleash. And Shenandoah is going to take that third point as round 1 completes. What a start there, to say the least. I mean, Shenandoah really showed up with their swap-ins there, being able to just take down the opposition. So now, having the side swap, Stevenson's going to be on the attack while Shenandoah will be defending here. And they were able to do it in overtime. So for Stevenson's sake, they're looking to see if they can get a minute or more on the board against Shenandoah in order to utilize the overtime minute bonus gain that they get awarded. But if both times get to overtime, then it will only be a minute each. For Shenandoah, this is a huge win condition to work with. They just need to hold out this point for the rest of the map. If they can hold down the first point, they can stop any efforts that Stevenson has to snowball into this. We'll be seeing Protein Shake swapping over to the Ashe here to start, while Mr. Sirius is sticking over to the Widowmaker. Trying to see who they can find here to start. I believe they do spot the Genji and Brigitte. But do they spot the Ashe? They do. They do see something. I'm not sure if they're able to identify it as Ashe. But once they know, they'll have a good idea of who to try to shoot here first. Who's going to be able to make their first shots there. Now they hear it's an Ashe, so they're going to try to play around it appropriately. Going to be seeing the initial angle out here. Spots Brigitte. Brigitte is not fighting that angle. They're actually going to play it very safe and run back. Stevenson also now taking a page out of Shenandoah's book here, running the Sigma. Dynamite coming on in, a shot rings out, but not finding any picks. Right now you are going to be seeing Calabella actually play it very much aback. Onion Man not doing too hot with that ante against them, as Shenandoah is actually forcibly having to play it safe. Protein Shake does not realize where they are at and accidentally runs into the wall there. Now it's going to be Stevenson, who actually has a huge advantage here against Shenandoah in terms of a snowball effect, being able to just run it on in. The Sirius there does trade out Cherry. They're looking to see if they can get the tank and the Genji. They do so well, as Protein Shake's now going to swap over to the Widowmaker. Looking for some off angles here. Who can they find? Not going to be seeing anyone quite yet, but they did potentially hear that Widow grapple the high ground. They spot the Baptiste and are going to be going to the match, but do not get on the high ground. They are actually going to be playing towards the low ground as the card begins its progress. So right now, Shenandoah actually has a good opportunity to counter Stevenson here due to Stevenson's inability to push up aggressively towards the high ground. So this could prove very good for the side of Shenandoah here. As for the Mustangs here, they're trying to see if they can duke it out. Onion Man taking lots of damage, mind you, as SU Rupier here trying to stay safe down under. Mysterious able to trade Protein Shake, so that's going to give Stevenson an initial push-up that they need as the nade comes out to save 49. Window is then activated here. The Ramatra in a world of hurt as it's going to be a clean wipe. Not really a team kill just because they were able to get that pick off early, but you may see a change around here. Can Protein Shake bring it back to Mr. Sirius? Yes, sir. He finds his head right there on the nook of it. But it does give away that, hey, the Widow is down in the corner, guys. So they're going to be looking to make sure they apply the pressure. As long as they keep an eye on it, they should be, on paper, all right. But I wouldn't count anything out, as Protein Shake is one to be feared, mind you. Looking for the shot, just missing it against Mr. Sirius, who has the sights. They're keeping an eye on it, and makes the execution with the assistance of 49, being able to push on in hard, aggressive, and without any mercy. They will find their eliminations left and right as they're able to take down both supports and put on the aggression against the rest of Shenandoah. We're looking at what I would dare say appears to be an exact situation that Stevenson was facing earlier on the defense. Recall's been activated there as they're looking to see if they can try to contest it more than Stevenson could, but that's not going to be the case here to start. It might be a close hold here at best, as they're going to be trying to build up here with Ramatra making the push. They could go in aggressively here with Annihilation, but this could also prove very fatal, as Ranger is overstaying their welcome against the front line. But what's this? Coming out from Protein Shake, hunting the Widow, trying to see the pressure they can apply, but cannot apply enough pressure in order to get the elimination here. Spots it, but here comes out the Nano Blade. It's going to be going into the blizzard there. Very dangerous situation, mind you, but one that they're going to live from. Not able to stay alive with the pack, unfortunately, but finds the follow-up onto the Brigitte. So right now, Shenandoah is really in a world of hurt as they're getting pushed on aggressively and not enough time being wasted by Stevenson. We're now going to be seeing the swap back over to the Widow. I am all for this Widow v Widow here as we see them, but it only comes in due time as it takes a moment for them to go to one versus the other. Right now you will see Protein Shake actually taking a very odd angle to the side here, spotted by SU Root Beer, who's going to be able to make their escape to start. Coming in on the other side of things, however, is going to be the aggression from Stevenson here as Cassidy runs their way into the backline here. Sigflux coming on out, going to be activating the Annihilation as no one makes the touch. Stevenson is granted an additional minute to their 3 minute 12 seconds to gain 4 minute 12 seconds as the score is 3-3. With round number 2 completed here, and the time bank enormously different from one another. The side swap once again, it's going to be Shenandoah University playing on the attack here with only a minute to run, while Stevenson has 4 minutes, which is the equivalent of the starting time pool that you would get on this map. Shenandoah's got a lot they got to pick up here. I mean, for those of you that are Hornets fans in the chat, you're definitely rooting for your team here to really make a difference. And they can bring it. By all means, they can. You've seen them push it out with Onion Man, Protein Shake, Cowabell with the Discord. It's been so effective going into these fights that Stevenson has been required to play around it in a way that they are not used to. So forcing them off their comfort picks and to go to these different ones that they flex to is very important. So we're going to be seeing here what the strategy is for Shenandoah. I think it's going to be fast and furious, get as much space as possible while you can before you get stopped by Stevenson. I don't believe they're expecting the SIG to start, but it will be coming out. Taking a look at Mr. Serious here, lurking around the side. I think they're looking for Protein Shake, who's playing it back and safe. So now going to be hearing it. Mr. Serious is on the move. He's hunting for the prey, and he's waiting to see, do I go now or do I go later? I think now's about the right time. They spotted their guy, and they're going in for the hit. Almost finding that elimination there, dealing a great amount of damage, but not able to secure it there to start, as you will be seeing the pick against Calabella come out here. Rock coming out against the Genji. Genji very injured, as it will be a shutdown by Protein Shake against Mr. Serious, but 49 is going to trade up as they're looking to see what other damage they can go in with. Genji playing a little too close to the sun there, like Odysseus, parting the seas, waiting to see who they can find, as they're going to be going in for this overtime play here, ready to go. It's going to be Quits and Onion Man going head to head here. Has to be careful of the Ash, just dodging that dynamite. 49 being able to take down Onion Man is going to be at a big start here as they're looking to hunt against the Zen. Zenyatta falls as Protein Shake takes down SU Root Beer, but watch out on the inside here. It's going to be taken out by Protein Shake. The nail did come on out to Rain Dreamer. They're trying to see if they get Mysterious. They don't. They get the trade up onto Rain Dreamer, and overtime runs out. Not enough to make a push as round 3 completes. Icarus. That is who it was, not Odysseus. Excuse me. And my mythology's all messed up in my head here. Like Icarus flying too close to the sun with his wax wings, just falling to the abyss. Now side swapping against Stevenson. Realize it. They have to just cross this stop sign lane here in order to win map number 2. Hands down here, as we're going to be seeing it. I mean, for them going into this, it's very, very imperative that they get the initial push needed. 49 going on to the Doomfist. This is an interesting pick. We usually don't see such selections here. I think we've seen the Wrecking Ball, we've seen the Doomfist. These are characters that these guys do not play whatsoever, but they're running purposefully. Why is the question? I'm not too sure, but we are going to be seeing probably one of the sneakiest plays I've ever witnessed on the new play here from Havana, as you're going to be seeing Shenandoah play around the sides here. They're trying to play for a spawn hold, and by all means, they have to, because right now, Stevenson has very little that they have to gain here, as we're going to be seeing them rotate out here the start, being marked by the turret to let everyone know, hey, they're coming out wide. Now going to be seeing the engagement front and center. Rain Dreamer had no chance, being alone and isolated. Walls getting used immediately. Protein Shake here has to get this beam ready and on charge to start here now. If they can get the pick, that's going to be worth it, but unfortunately for them, they cannot. They get the trade there by Cherry against Mr. Sirius, but it's really all for naught. Cherry can only last for so long. And again, unless Rain Dreamer can make the touch here, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end of the map immediately. You're going to be seeing Rain Dreamer going in for this touch. He gets antied and slept. Can anyone make it? No. Yes, they do. The Lucio is able to make it there in time, but the Rez gets shut down as Stevenson takes map number 2. A harder fought point, but one that Stevenson acquires in the end. But who wouldn't doubt Protein Shake, the Stoneworker, getting his gains in there, finding them picks, and really setting this team up for success time and time again. I mean, without Protein Shake, I doubt you would have had the space you had. We're going to be hitting a quick break here, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back! Welcome to Runasapi! This could be our final map tonight! Right now, Stevenson is up 2-0 in the series in this best of 5 series, where they have been coming out very strong against Shenandoah, but not without struggle to say the least, especially first and second maps. You've been seeing the clash very tight between these teams here. They are not giving up on one another. We will be seeing sub-ins here from both sides. Once again, Papa May is in for Legend, while Tiny Shiny is in for Onion Man. Let's see, can both these teams prepare themselves for the push map here? For those of you that are new to this mode, let me give you a short explanation. This is Matt. Say hi, Matt. Matt doesn't speak much. Matt's job is to push barricades. There are checkpoints around the map. If a team gets a checkpoint, they get close spawn. Whoever gets the farthest push wins the map. For Stevenson, if they get it, it is match point series winning territory. So they need this here. Stevenson has yet to drop a map in its entirety. So right now, Shenandoah has to do the impossible in the league so far. Can they do it? Let's find out. Going to be pushing in immediately here. We'll be seeing 40 taking the lead onto point, while Rain Dreamer is going to try to play towards the outside. It's a very niche strategy to say the least here. We will be seeing Tiny Shiny playing as the Venture there to deal some extra damage, but gets caught out immediately by 49. As you're going to be seeing quits with the follow-up as well as Mr. Serious. Now it's going to be coming in with the aggression here, as they're going to be pushing fast and aggressive into it. It's Ranger who has to try to see if they can run out and get alive in time. No, they cannot, unfortunately, there, as Cowbella is also lacking. That is 2 down and more to follow as Stevenson begins the progress. Coming in the start here, you will be seeing that Stevenson has control at this point, while for the side of Shenandoah University, they're going to be swapping over to Protein Shake on the Cassidy and Rain Dreamer on the Arisa. Let's check in here on Cherry, being able to get the speed in immediately there. Has one of the highest ultimate charge built up to start here for the side of Shenandoah, so really counting on getting this orbital strike here as soon as possible. But can they even get the point right now is the question. I don't believe so, unless they can get it right here. Tiny Shiny is going to be the first to fall, as Stevenson's actually backing off a little to regroup themselves for some reason here. They have the numbers, so why they back? Probably just to make sure they don't get caught out too recklessly as they take the first checkpoint. Going in aggressively here, Protein Shake not really going to be looking too hot as they're between a rock and a hard place. Now being pushed up against Stevenson, not one to falter as they begin their assault. So as you're going to be seeing it here and now, Shenandoah has their back against the wall and the challenge is mounting. Cherry has been able to build up to the orbital cannon and they are initiating with it immediately here. Going in with the right click there, they find quits to start. This gives them the opening they need as Shenandoah is now going to be on the aggression, trying to push in fast and furious here, who they can find. High Known being activated here, finds both with the pull out immediately there. Can they get the triple follow-up? It's looking a little tight, but they do get it in the end thanks to Papa May. Stevenson being able to bring that on back after losing a team member to start there. As we're going to be seeing going on into this, Stevenson having the lead. So it's looking very well for them here to start. But it's about maintaining this. As we're going to be seeing here, that Stevenson has not really given up the space. Rather, they're just trying to play for tempo. But as I say that, here comes with the High Noon. Can they spot someone? Gets blocked by Matt. Matt there saves Mr. Serious's life. Being able to try to get out and regroup for this push here. 49 does not live to tell the tale. Instead, it's going to be an aggression pushed up here by Calbelia. I am really still trying to work your name. I am so sorry. The Brigitte for the side of Shenandoah and the rest of the team. So now, having finally turned the point, they will be going in aggressively with a passion. However, it's orbital cannon that has been activated from the side of the Mustangs here. They're being able to find a pick with the blade as well as the other DPS, but it's not going to be worth. 40 is immediately going to fall as Mr. Serious has to back on up. Point's going to momentarily stop its progression here, but it will resume, as they're going to have to try to see if they can get at least the checkpoint here at the start. Stevenson has been consistently known to be strong on push maps to start, but unless they maintain their focus, I've seen them fall flat a couple of times. So if they're not careful here, they could actually get taken out pretty easily. Clabelia has to play it very safe, as well as Rain Dreamer. They don't want to be too close to a disaster. Looking to see if they get forward SU Root Beer. They do get it in the end. And that's going to force Stevenson to actually play safer than what they wanted to initially. They don't want to get picked off here recklessly, as that Javelin is doing numbers to the Mustangs. Here comes the rally. It's going to push in aggressively here, but you got to watch out for it. Mysterious here, not having the high noon. That was coming out from Protein Shake, believe it or not, as they go and clean up against the Mustangs here. So now finally going to finish the barricades push here for the side of Shenandoah. The Hornets finally making that checkpoint, but they still have halfway of this push from the checkpoint to go in order to take the lead. And that can be a tall order in this sort of game. High noon being activated here. They're looking to see if they can find anyone. That's going to be the Orisa. Rain Dreamer is going to be the first to fall, followed up with the rest of Shenandoah running away for their lives. Right now, the best thing they can do is just that. They cannot afford to be picked off here so easily. But do they spot Tiny Shiny is the question. It seems like they don't. Papa May could be the one in trouble here, but gets the checkpoint. Tiny Shiny, can he get out alive? Yes, sirree, I believe so. But you are going to be seeing, in terms of votes, it's going to be Tiny Shiny versus Terra Surge here. Terra Surge could come in here massively if 49 hits it properly. Pulse goes out, finds Papa May. They could try to get a trade here. They do. They're evened on out the start here. 1 DPS for a healer, and could be trying to push aggressively in with the orbital cannon. Finding the initial picks here at the start, dealing some slams, but not finding any damage. However, Rain Dreamer is the first to fall there in this engagement of the push, as you're going to be seeing Stevenson re-aggress with their take. So now it's going to be Shenandoah who has to play for the regroup here, while Stevenson is maintaining their distance. You will be seeing Tiny Shiny trying to do all they can to really just stall him out. But I think Mysterious spots him immediately. Not going to play aggressively into it, as that high noon was activated there. Does catch out the Orisa here at the start. Trying to do some damage, and they get the trade in the end to win it for the side of Stevenson, but the point was taken over by Shenandoah. They're going to run around to try to recapture it, get this point as far away as they possibly can. The Brigitte has to be very mindful of their positioning, so does Mr. Sirius, as they're in a very bad place, but they win it in the end of the start. Can Quits get any space here? This blade coming out immediately, but finding no value. A complete dry blade, drenched and wishing for something. Going in with the aggressive Orisa out there. Protein Shake being able to trade Mr. Sirius to start, as they're going to be going aggressively with this push. Papa May has Rally, and they're activating at the start here, trying to see if they can get some bashes going. They're looking to see if they can maintain the space, and maintain they do. They're pushing in aggressively and fast. As for the side of Shenandoah, they're trying to see if they can get this backline here. Looking for SU Root Beer. SU Root Beer still staying alive thanks to Papa May being able to sustain it through the damage, mind you. And still fighting the play for this point here. They spot the Widowmaker, and they're looking to get the elimination. They're hungry for picks. Here comes that orbital cannon there. It's aggressive and hard hitting, but does it find any value? Unfortunately, I don't think it finds enough, as they are able to make some space initially, but Stevenson is just going to kite. They're not going to engage too hard into it. Instead, they're going to try to bring it back around town here to try to return the favor to Shenandoah. This series cannot afford to get picked off so easily there for the start, as the Terra Surge has been activated, being able to deal that half damage to the start. Pulse Bomb coming on out. It's going to be a recall going on through. Will you see the Widowmaker stay alive? No, sirree. Quits finds the pick. Papa May just barely staying alive by the hair of the chin, as the high noon comes on out, finds the pick on the Cabela with the follow-up there onto the Juno. And last but not least, Orisa does not go down quite yet, but Rain Dreamer really trying to believe in themselves. They do get annihilated in the end there. Is there a hope for Shenandoah? I'm not too sure. They're going to make their touchy in the start, but they don't really have the ults to work with. Protein Shake does shut down Genji with Cherry to assist. They steal the bot away from Stevenson, as Stevenson's going to try to regroup. Trading out, believe it or not, the Widowmaker. Protein Shake's going to be staggered for this initial push into overtime. So now you're taking a look. Tiny Shiny is running with it. They need to get it to the halfway point to get rid of Stevenson's close spawn. But easier said than done, right? As you're going to be seeing now, close spawn taken away from the Mustangs here. The Hornets going in aggressively. They get the slam on the SUV, and they're looking to see if they can get Papa May as well. They're trying to apply some pressure the best way they can, but Papa May does fall in the end. That's going to be both of Stevenson's healers at the moment. However, it's DPS to DPS here. It's going to be a battle of the wills, and Stevenson is able to come out on top there, winning them map number 3 and the series. It all came down to the very end here, where Stevenson was just able to outlast their opposition. Cherry, however, being the grave robber they are, not allowing death to stand, being able to retake that point was very admirable. It won them that initial takeoff point, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. Thank you everyone so much for watching. We will see you next week with probably the last week of games for the regular season. But until next time, stay frosty. Bye-bye.